Hi, and welcome to SimpleSpiritualityPH. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Regine. I am an intuitive, manifesting-based tarot reader. I am a certified Reiki healer and an overall lightworker. Before we dive into today's episode, I would like to invite everyone who would like to receive notifications of my new videos to please hit the subscribe button over there. If you like this video later on, please give it your thumbs up. If you have any comments, suggestions, you want to say hey, please do comment them down below. And if you would like your very own tarot reading or Reiki healing session with me, online for now, of course, here are the details. Alrighty, first and foremost, I apologize for this and that because I still don't know what to do with my set, you guys. I have been racking my brain trying to figure out what kind of setup I like, and I can't decide on just one. So I'm flipping again from, having this as my background, this is my door, this is my closet, and those are my accessories. I make jewelry as well. You can find them on @SimpleSpiritualityPH, and I also make resin items as well, so you can go over there, or my Etsy shop. But anyways, so bear with me. So the last manifesting kind of video that I made, I did mention that I was going to talk a little bit about revision and how I've been revising a lot of things in my life so far, right? And so for those of you who are not maybe so well versed or aware actually of what revising is a term, I'm not sure if it's coined originally by Neville Goddard, but it was from Neville Goddard that I heard of it. And it actually is what it sounds like. So in essence, you have something that you experienced, right? So it has happened in your 3D reality, it has happened to you, and it is something that you do not like. And what revising does is it changes the energy around it so that actually it never happened, and moving forward you have a better kind of outcome with this particular thing again. So let's take a concrete example. Let's say you had an argument with a person and you didn't want to have this argument, but it happened anyway, right? How you would apply revising is perhaps you would do a visualization, or if you can't visualize, some people I know actually use it, do it by sound, like what they heard at the time, if they heard something they didn't want to hear, But in essence, you take that scene again, you revisit it, so you put it in your mind's eye, or you make it real again in your meditation session, and right until the part where you had the argument, you turn that into something else. You maybe put over it a scene of you and that person perhaps agreeing and, hugging. Or if you're not visual, maybe you have that scene where you hear the person agreeing to you and, telling you that this was a good conversation, that everything is all well and good. And spiritually, again, energy, it's never created or destroyed. So in essence, we can actually go back to the energy of the past and improve it. And this is what revision does. The act of revising it, the act of actually putting new energy, or rather incorporating new energy, transmuting all that negative energy, does go back to the past, and it does transmute the energy of the past example, the past unsavory situation or experience that you were unfortunate enough to experience, So it does change it. Energetically, it does. And if you repeat this again and again until you feel the satisfaction of, oh, everything is actually all right. We didn't actually have an argument, or if you can't believe that you didn't have an argument, you can just say that we are actually okay, even if we did have the argument. So after your revision. And if you feel that real enough, and if you have faith in that enough, you think, believe, and focus on the fact that that is enough to change the energetic signal, the energetic thumbprint, so to speak, of that scene, it will change. And furthermore, it will improve your relationship with that person moving forward, So this doesn't just apply to relationships with people. Although I used to do this a lot of times when it comes to work in the corporate setting. There are a lot of people that will really piss you off if you work in a corporate setting, and they will piss you off multiple times. And I found that in the past, this is one of my go-to methods when it comes to dealing with those kinds of people in the corporate setting, you know? So yes, now I'm actually using revision to, again, revise a lot of things in my life. The thing with revision is it doesn't matter how long it's been, how much time has elapsed from the thing that you want to revise and the thing that you want to have it be now, right? So let's say, for example, me, I have been fat and chubby my entire life. It doesn't matter if I started to be chubby when I was 5 years old. I can revise it that I never started to be chubby and I was always at the perfect, healthy, ideal weight that I want, regardless of how long it's been. And that is going to change. It's going to go back to the past and change the energetic thumbprint of my body back then, because my body is also energy. Everything around us is energy, right? And that's going to happen. Moving forward, I may find that it's going to be easier for me to perhaps lose weight, or it'll be easier for me to build muscle, or it'll be easier for me to stay healthy and not have any of the complications that comes with, you know, having maybe excess fat in, like, fatty liver, for example, or a fat kind of kidney, you know? So those kinds of situations. So it's applicable to a lot of things, and I find that I've been doing it more recently. I have been doing it particularly for my self-esteem and my self-confidence. I know that some people nowadays see me as someone who is very bright, you know, like bright aura-wise, you know, but also very intelligent, actually, and I thank you for that. They see me as that, and they see me as a source of light and love, basically. And sometimes I do feel that way, but sometimes I don't feel that way. And it took me a very long time before I was able to feel, and I was able to really accept that I am this person. And now I'm helping it along. I'm helping myself get to the kind of like 60, 70, 80% of the time I'm feeling that way through revision. So what I've been doing is basically every time I feel like maybe I'm a little bit insecure or a little bit kind of like down, you know, because it does happen. We're only human, right? Anytime I feel that way, I go back to myself and I tell myself, I ask myself, what does a version of me who is always bright and sunny and always a source of light to herself feel like? What do I think of? What are the things that I think of? What actions would I be doing? And I really do tap into it, you know? It's a very different feeling when you begin to tap into that version of yourself. And it really, really does help. I've noticed that a lot of people have been complimenting me much more. And it's so funny because actually the other day, a person came up to me on Instagram and told me that I was very, very pretty. And then right after that, another person came up to me and told me that I was attractive, I was good looking. And so that's just one of the proofs, so to speak. You know, it starts to show in your reality. Although, again, you don't need evidence. You know, I know that you've heard a lot of manifestation coaches say this, and I believe it as well. You don't need any evidence that it's happening. Because a lot of times, actually for me, for a lot, almost majority of my manifestations, I've had no evidence, you know, like nothing was, I had no birds before land, quote unquote, by Florence, right? Florence Scovel. I've had none of that. I have had nothing telling me that my manifestation was about to come and it just arrived, you know, like stuff like that. So yeah, I've been revising a lot of things. And this is actually something that I want to advise as well. If you find yourself in a situation where you're wanting to break a pattern, a pattern with yourself perhaps, or maybe a pattern in a relationship, maybe a pattern with a romantic relationship or a work relationship, maybe a pattern with money even. Revising is such a great way to really and truly change the entire situation. Let's say, for example, it's money. Let's say, for example, that you've been living paycheck to paycheck, which I have experienced as well. You can start actually revising. You can start saying that I have always had a great relationship with money. I have always been able to attain money and keep money, and money has always loved me. It's always stayed with me throughout my entire life, and that's why it's so easy for me to have money now. I know that a lot of people think that this might be like manipulating who you are, but the real deal is we have so many versions of ourselves. We have so many versions of ourselves. We present ourselves differently to people who think of us differently. We present ourselves differently in different situations, right? And these are according to our beliefs. So it's not really manipulating it. It's just calling that version of yourself that you want to be, ideally, when it comes to that situation or that relationship or that person or that experience, right? And it's all within you. It's all it's kind of like something that you call up when it comes to that point, right? And so, yeah, that has really helped me. Revising, I do suggest that you try it out. And if you want more examples, actually, you can just contact me. I always leave my contact details in my videos right after I record them. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. I hope it was enlightening. And again, use revision when it comes to breaking patterns. I've noticed that this really helps when it comes to my tarot clients and my Reiki clients as well. So, and actually from when I started doing it, it's helped me tremendously. It's helped to ease the anxiety, any anxieties that I have, especially when it comes to the things that I'm most sensitive about. Actually, that's another thing. The things that I'm most sensitive about with myself and with my surroundings and with my experience, those were the very first things that I chose to revise. And I'm still continuing on revising them because these things have been a pattern in me, and it doesn't just go away like that, right? All of a sudden. It takes time. It takes practice to be the ideal version of who you are. That's why a lot of coaches also advise to be persistent, because it takes time for your body to adjust to the new version of yourself. It takes time for your mind to adjust to the new version of yourself. I know that some people think this is a limiting belief, and yes, it is, but at the same time, this is the way you tell yourself that you're always in the process of it, that you're always getting to where you want to be. And little by little, when you start practicing it, you become it very, very quickly. So the more you practice the ideal version of yourself, the more that you revise yourself, or the more that you revise your situation into the ideal version that you want it to be, the closer it'll be for you. The closer it'll be your reality. Think of it as rehearsing for your actual manifestation. And in no time at all, you'll realize that you'll actually have that version of yourself that is pretty awesome. The version of yourself who has completely revised all of those nasty things that you used to hold true in the past, and you've actually already paved the way for a smoother future. A future that is totally malleable by you, all right? So I hope this was helpful. I hope it was amusing at the very least. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, suggestions, you want to say hey, please do comment them down below. If you would like to receive notifications of my new videos, please hit the subscribe button over there. And if you would like your very own tarot reading or Reiki healing session with me, online for now, of course, here are the details. And yes, stay happy, stay healthy, try revising, you guys. I would suggest actually to pick one thing that you would like to revise. Let's say, for example, yeah, I can't give an example now because that'll be too general. But think of something that you really want to change within you, or maybe within the dynamic of a relationship, of a job, of money, of career, of health, you know, anything at all that has been persistent in your life, but that you do want to change, and try it out for yourself. So yeah, that's it. See you guys next time. Ciao for now.